What's up, y'all? Whitaker here from Grind City Media, and it's time to make some potato salad. You're going to a picnic, you're going to a family function, you're gonna bring potato salad. You don't wanna bring that mayonnaise-y one that you gotta keep cold. This is gonna be a wonderful summer potato salad. You can eat it warm, you can eat it cold, zero mayonnaise involved. It's got flavor, it's got zing, it's got salt, it's got bite. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna show you how to make it. Let's cook together. This is Cooking with Lang. Step one is we're gonna cut up some potatoes. I've got these little yellow potatoes, and I'm just trying to cut them into sort of bite-sized pieces. You don't want people to have to use a knife to eat potato salad, so I'm cutting them all into pieces about that big, size of a, I don't know, a marble, something, but I also want them all to be about the same size, so they're all gonna cook at the same rate. Otherwise, you're gonna get, if they're all different sizes, you're gonna get some pieces that are raw in the middle, some pieces that are obliterated. So step one, cut these guys up, and then we're gonna get them into some salted boiling water, and they'll boil for about 10 minutes, and they'll be good to go. All right, we're gonna put a big pinch of salt into this water so that it's flavored. And then all these potatoes are going in. And I think they're gonna take, I don't know, about 10 minutes to cook. In the meantime, let's make a sauce for this. Now for this sauce, it's almost a dressing. It's gonna be really briny and salty and bright. It's gonna taste awesome. We're gonna start with some green onions, scallions here. I'm gonna cut these ends off, get rid of that. The green part I'm gonna save for later to give it a little crunch at the end. But these guys I'm just gonna cut into a real fine chop here. You could almost use a garlic clove if you wanted to. You could use some red onion. I like green onions because they kind of have that mild flavor, but they're really nice and crunchy. Now the secret ingredient. I told you this was going to be nice and briny and salty and flavorful. We're going to use some pickles to give us that flavor. I've got some little kosher dill pickles, and I'm going to, one of them just made a run for it. I'm going to cut these into little planks. And then once they're cut like that, cut them into little strips. And basically we're just gonna make it into a really fine dice. You want little pieces of pickle, almost like relish, in this potato salad, just mixed in throughout. So now I have 3 of these little pickles. I had 4. I think I can find another one. But I'm gonna make about 3 tablespoons worth of finely diced pickles, and they're gonna go right in there with the scallions. We got our scallions and our pickles ready to go. Now we're gonna amp up that briny, salty flavor with some capers, which are just unbelievable. Little salt bombs. They're gonna go into, you could give them a chop if you want. I don't want to. I want them to have a little bite and have a little flavor to it when you bite into it. And then sort of the base for this sauce is gonna be mustard. And I'm gonna go with 2 mustards here. This is Dijon, about a tablespoon and a half, and then this is whole grain mustard. Again, I like these little pearls of mustard in there, the mustard seeds, and when you bite them, they're pickled. Gives you more of that vinegary flavor. It's gonna give you that little pop in your mouth when you bite into them too. So all this is gonna go in here also. Last thing for this dressing is a little bit of vinegar, red wine vinegar. We're gonna go with about 2 tablespoons. We're basically making a salad dressing. And then olive oil. And we're gonna go with maybe 3 tablespoons of olive oil, a little bit more oil than vinegar. Normally it's 3 to 1 when you make a dressing, but that's it. And then I'm gonna give this a stir, kind of get it incorporated. And then I like to take these potatoes when they're hot, right out of the water, and put them in here and let them start soaking in this flavor. It helps so much if you put them in there while they're hot to absorb that flavor and get going with it. Hey, the potatoes are done, if you can't tell. And now I'm gonna put them while they're still hot right in our dressing. And then I'll give it a stir. And we're just gonna let this sit for a few minutes. Sit and absorb that flavor. And then we'll finish it off and we'll be ready to go. almost done. We gotta season it a little bit first. It's gonna be a little salty. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of kosher salt. We're gonna put some black pepper in there. You can put as much as you want, little as you want. You can put some hot sauce in there if you wanted to. And then we're gonna finish it off with some fresh herbs. I'm gonna use the tops of these green onions that we cut up earlier, because why not? I'm gonna cut them on an angle to make them a little more interesting. That'll go in. I also have some dill, some fresh dill, and since we had pickles earlier, this kind of will reinforce that flavor. I'm gonna give it a rough chop. And dill, you can eat these stems too. So I'm gonna give those a nice chop so they're smaller, but that'll give it a little bit more crunch. All that goes in. And last thing is just some parsley. And this is just flat leaf parsley. I'm gonna give it just a kind of rough chop, and that's it. And let that parsley go in there and give it a little bit of just herbaceousness and freshness. Now I'm gonna stir all this together and we're gonna be ready to eat. I'm hunched over the food, you know what that means. It's time to eat. And let me tell you, you show up for your family reunion, your church picnic, whatever, and you go, I got the potato salad. You show up with this, people are gonna be like, oh, you're gonna change some minds about what people think about potato salad. I'm going in for a bite right away. The potatoes are nice and creamy. Vinegar is the first flavor. You get the herbs, the bite, the pickle, gives little pops, the capers. Oh, there's so much going on with this. It's so good. You can eat it cold, you can eat it warm like I just did, you can eat it room temperature, you can leave it out all day at your picnic, pick at it. Eat it as a side dish. This thing is so versatile and it's incredible. I made this whole thing start to finish in less than 15 minutes, and you could too. Watch the video. I made it, you made it. Let's do it together. This is Cooking with Lane.